What's up, y'all? What up? 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 Guys, bullish bodybuilders, number 5.
Yes.
Was it 5 or 6?
6. I think it's 6.
Guys, bullish bodybuilders, we don't even, sometimes we talk about fitness. Sometimes we just talk about crypto, whatever's on our minds. We don't care. I don't care. I don't have to stick to your plan for the algo. I don't. I really don't. You know why? You know why, Sam? Because I'll make money no matter what, doing whatever. And I want to stay true to, the way that we have been talking for the last 7 years, the way that the guys, and I got some guys that you need to meet big time behind the scenes, big time.
Yeah.
Like you don't even know, dude. I was thinking about you yesterday. But I don't want to talk about all that on stream because it's not really anything about this, but
I've got some good stuff to share with you and some questions for you. But first, anybody who's watching, what's good? How you doing? And I appreciate anybody who takes the time to come on here. We want to provide value to everybody who is here. And if you find value in what we're talking about or sharing or the dialogue, take a second and use Scott's code here. If you like those shields behind Scott, take a second, share those. Not only do you get an awesome shield there, but you also get to support Scott in our journey here together. So I appreciate that. So,
because what are we doing? Kind of give him a little like, what am I? Oh, hey, Chopstick. Hey, Chopstick. Good morning, Chopstick. That is a loyal, not a loyal man to me, but that is a good, solid guy. Not going to tell you bullshit. He's shoot straight shooter.
What's up, Ninja? How you doing, brother? So,
and that's the first guy to ever use my promo code right there, Hex Papa.
Hell yeah! What's up, Hex Papa? Hope everybody's doing awesome. Okay, so Scott, let's do a quick recap. I was traveling. I went to see Jordan Peterson. Awesome, but I think the thing that, at least for myself, that I've noticed, I don't do a ton of those things like that because I feel like it's taking away from me taking action. But one of the things that I am forcing myself to continue to grow on is the dialogue and the relationship building with the dudes that I went with. That's gold. That's gold. And the relationship building that I have in that process is awesome. Like this.
So who were you with?
I was with literally the longest friend that I think I have from like 8 years old. And at his house, his older brother, and this other guy who has an Amazon business that he's doing gross $1 million, and he has a couple other businesses that he runs, and then he also still works full time. So super, super interesting. He shared with me.
And you're saying this guy was a friend of yours when you were young?
Not the dude who's making $1 million, but he's like best friends with my friend.
Hey, Crypto Gains Club. It's really good to see you.
Yes, sir. It's awesome to see you. So I don't know if anybody is familiar with VAs. Scott, do you know what a VA is? I know you're going to go through and market, and then I'll let you talk, and I'll do the
Are you talking about? No, I know. I know. I'm literally sending 2 tweets out, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just new to this, so I have to look. I'm like pretending that I'm not looking down, but I suck at it.
No,
VA. Are you talking about VA like the VA?
Virtual assistant.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about like the veterans thing.
So VA. So there's places like Budapest or Philippines or places in India where you can hire somebody for $200 for a month, 40 hours a week, or say $1,500 per month for the week. So one of my goals for 2022 is to have somebody, at least one person hired that is going to be working full time for me before the end of this year.
Ooh.
Think about this. Even if they're only at 75% of what I'm doing, how much they are going to take off of my plate so that I can accelerate. It's going to be like
I'm not there yet. Totally not there yet for me. I'm just talking about I'm just thinking about that experience. Like that's a couple years for me, or like a year. Well, depending on the finances, of course, things can go off at different times. But if I had enough capital, I would be having an assistant for sure. Because again, all me and Sam know is how to figure out how to be more productive and have more time on our hands and not we skin the fat off of our lives. We hate the fat. I hate the fat too. The most fat I like is a walk around the block with the dog or to the hike with the dog.
Yeah, or
like, that's the most bullshit. Or my girlfriend stuff. Like that would be the dog stuff to me. Like me and my girl, we're kind of walking with the dog. We hang out with the dog. We have nice meals. And that's about enough fat for me. Like that's all I need as far as my random shit to spend money on. Other than that, I'm focusing right now. I'm not.
Okay.
Let
me ask you a personal question, and also anybody who's in the comments. I feel like I have a challenging time to chill in terms of other people's definition of chilling, right? Like that just doesn't seem appealing or fun for me to do. When you say, right, like going for the walk, hanging out with the dog, going with the girlfriend, right? Is that your kind of chill time, or do you do other things to chill? Or do you see it similar to me?
I go through phases. I go through phases too with the girlfriend and not phases like my morals and the big picture is always the same. But I go through I'm an addict at the end of the day. Like whatever that means, I am that. Like I am addicted to whatever I'm doing. Like straight up. Like no, I don't care what anyone says. This is all I want. This is all I'm thinking about. When I wake up in the morning, I'm locked in, and people flee from me because of that. Sometimes it's automatic. And I tell P this all the time. We talk about this stuff. Obviously, she knows that I'm crazy, but she's a little crazy too. And I know that she's crazy, right? Like, and I'm willing to meet people in the middle. And it's not just her; it's everyone. I'm willing to go out to dinner once a month with my parents. Why not? You know, but I ain't gonna fucking hear a bunch of. I'm not talking about my parents. I'm talking about anything and anyone. I'm not gonna hear anything negative that comes into my space according to me, and I feel attacked a lot of the time, and that's what I push people away because I get crazy about what I believe in. I get crazy.
But that's crazy. But I think that's awesome, because literally something that I've been saying for the last 20 years, because my nickname at one of my first jobs was Turbo, because I am going 100 miles an hour, and quote, like a little crazy, right? Like I'm kind of obsessive, and I think that's an advantage, because when you think like
it's an advantage, but it's not an advantage to like a 60-year-old woman. Yes. It's an advantage. I could take over something, and I know that, but I know poor mental health can be a side effect of that too, and I understand that those things have to be in check. So you have to, like back in the day. Well, as I go forth, I don't enjoy partying at all. So I don't really understand.
I think you should feed that energy. I think you should feed that crazy.
Oh, that's scary, but it's good. And I do it anyway. I'm fucking crazy. I am fucking crazy. And if anyone says anything to me, I freak out. And I just fucking say my piece. And I'm like,
that could be an opportunity to learn or grow or grab some type of perspective so that you can communicate your POV more effectively by understanding there's a brick wall. Why is there a brick wall? Because the words you're saying are hitting a brick wall. So by using different words, you can scoop around that brick wall to actually connect with that person in a deeper level. So I think that's important, that you're recognizing that sometimes you do hit like a wall when you're talking to people. Use that as an opportunity to gain perspective, as an opportunity to learn how to communicate with that person so that you can connect with them on a deeper level.
Yeah, I did today. I did that with my mother today. I talked to her and I doubled down on telling her what I believe in and why. You know, I told her why. Hey, so the Crypto Wonder podcast, I just looked up your page. It's awesome. I think I would like the work that you're doing, and I appreciate the work that you're doing in the Hex community. I'm looking at you right now, and I'm going to hit the subscribe button real quick. Let me boom, get this sub right here. Boom. And I'll hit the bell. How about that? You better hit my bell. I love that bell button. You know that.
And so Scott, I have a story for you. I work with a company, just like how the banner across the bottom here is for the Shield Masters, right? I have a link like that for something in India, and it's challenging or expensive to transfer money when you're doing some things like that. So every month or every 2 months, I get a payment from them, and I got the notification that, hey, we're going to send you a payment. What's your BTC address? I did it from my phone. Casually, I double checked it and I gave it to them. I got on my computer today. This is on Saturday. Got on my computer today. I gave them the wrong address. I just had that $50 to $100 sent to somebody else's address.
Are you kidding?
Pay attention. Pay attention. The point
Oh
of
my
this
God, dude, they were
fucking
just
attention.
talking about this last night. I was talking to a guy who sent like 40 grand to the wrong place once. That was last night in the group. He said, but you see, that is small. You deserved it. And
I
that's
did.
so it's important to take those losses and pretend they're big. Pretend that was a big deal. Pretend that was $1 million and you got wrecked. Because that's what's going to happen if you don't handle yourself. What's your name on Twitter, the Crypto Wonder? What's your name on Twitter? Guys, if you could go to my tweet, my last pinned tweet, and retweet this, I don't really care, but if anyone would be wanting to watch, I'd like to see if they would come in.
So,
boom, boom, diddly boom.
Do you want? I know we talked about it this morning briefly, but Ninja Chapstick mentions Joker's stream last night was great, and then Hexagon Papa says got a little heated, but for a good reason, in his opinion. Do you want to give some perspective or share?
Yeah, I can because me and Joker and everyone talked afterwards anyway. So I just freaked out because I just freaked out. I just like I just said before all this, I freak out when it comes to my opinions and I get heated and I get upset and I do always think they're right. Generally, I think when I have a heated opinion, Pulse Pastor or Wyclef Hex. Okay, cool. I'll follow you. But yeah, I had a heated opinion on the subject they were talking about in particular, and it was a big deal to some people, and I just brought it up. But he took it. I mean, Joker's been doing this for a long time. He's not thrown off by much. Like he didn't care. He was just like, it's all good, man. It's good content. Fucking, I loved it. Like literally afterwards, he's like, dude, I got your back. You're solid. Good. He was like, you could do shows by yourself and shit. And I was like, dope. Like, fuck it. This dude, I mean, I've never had guys that I can argue with and then they come back and they don't give a fuck. And I mean, sometimes they give a little fuck, but they don't give a fuck. They're just like, dude, you're figuring yourself out. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's as far as they tell me. They're just like pretty spot on, it seems like. But I mean, again, I'm not used to YouTube. So my natural essence is bucking with, like, there is a YouTube aspect to it, and they're very clear about that, and it's very clear. I do that too. I push all my shit all around, tweet, blah, 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 get everything sent around. There is a part of that. I have to do that stuff for mine and for the other ones. But at the end of the day, they were adults. I just had an opinion on it, and some people agreed with Joker. Some people agreed with me.
I think sticking with, on a macro sense, sticking with what you believe in and standing up for what you believe in is tremendously important. And I acknowledge you for doing that and taking the time to do that, because
I didn't take the time. It came out. Nothing was thought about. I never thought for 1 second I would get into an argument with anyone, but it just literally came out, and they knew that because it was so like I haven't watched it. I probably won't watch it because I get cringy when I watch my own shit. But like, it is hard to watch your own shit sometimes.
When I first started on YouTube, I did 5 videos a day for 100 days, and I didn't watch any of my content.
Oh, you probably had some funny shit in there that you fucking glossed over. Jim Rat called out shit talking, period. That's what Papa says. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like there is an aspect of shit talking that gives the other person publicity. And like the other dude was getting a lot of publicity from this, and they both went on stream together and they kind of hashed it out, and it was like all good to go. But that's just not how I do my shit. That's how they like to do that kind of shit. They like that. That's good entertainment. And they're great entertainers, by the way. Like, I just don't think it, like, I just like to get to the meat and taters of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know why Sam's upset. If Sam's waking up broken for whatever reason, that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about whatever else. Like, it's just our whole experience is just us. Yeah, drama does sell, but I also think that this sells. I do.
I think, like, so I'm in the same regard to you. Wasn't there, didn't listen to it live, but we chatted this morning, and I think that I lean in the direction you're talking about, because from my POV, I don't see a point in shit talking versus. So you have this trade-off, right? On the one hand, you can shit talk. Okay, so what is something else you could do? Does that other thing you could do provide a higher ROI than shit talking, right? Shit talking for me provides 0 ROI, like return on my invested time, versus taking fucking action to move forward in my life is a way higher use of my time in terms of an ROI than talking shit about somebody or something or some like. And this is an area that I'm actively working better at getting about when it comes to people in government.
I've also been criticized my whole life, not by my family, but I've been criticized by the public my whole entire existence. Everything I've done has been taboo in the eyes of the average Joe, I guess. What if nobody would understand the steroids, nobody would understand the obsessive gym use. I tried to be honest with people about some stuff. I lied about a lot of stuff. So I wasn't really communicating appropriately through all those times either. So I can't, maybe if I was, other people would have handled it a lot better. Like my parents, if I came to my parents like a grown-ass man and just said everything how it was, it would have been different straight up, but I didn't do that. I did not do that. I piddle-paddled. And
we talked about this 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it was. We talked about
a year ago, dude. This was a year ago. And I piddle-paddle like a little bitch around the fucking what I wanted to say. And Sam knew why. And everyone does it in their young days.
I've done it. Yeah.
But now he does not because he realizes on the other side there is nothing of use.
And you're hurting yourself. I was hurting myself. At this point that you were hurting yourself here because now you have this mental baggage you're carrying because you don't want to have a conversation that you think about that takes up your time. It grabs onto your focus. There's only so much you've got here, and you decided to carry around this extra 50 or 100-pound weight of mental garbage with you, right? I did the same thing for years. I'm like, I had goosebumps because I'm like,
I'm doing that right this moment. I have mental garbage right this moment. Not really like I used to. Like, I don't care. At the end of the day, if everyone just said fuck off, I'd just be like, fuck off. I just do my thing right here. Like, back in the day, that would have broke me. Now, not so much, although I wouldn't want that to occur. Yeah, I hate the drama BS too. But at the end of the day, I don't believe it is because of the dip, because I'm broke and I don't care about the dip and I have a lot of hex. So, the real hexicans don't really care about the dips because if you just understand, but the dips it gets crazy online. It just gets crazy online. Like, that's all you can really say. It gets absolutely wild online. We all need to learn how to communicate better. I 1,000% with that. That is so true. That is my experience. I need to learn how to communicate better. I do. Not Sam if I'm having a problem with him. It's never him because it's always me because I'm the only one talking in this meat box.
But but at the same time, like, everybody hopefully has that perspective because what you're doing is taking responsibility for your fucking life. And when you go through and you start taking responsibility, shit with my girlfriend.
Yo, completion fails. Is this the first time you've been in my Gym Rat channel? If so, this is a supporter of mine. He's a very awesome guy on Twitter and on YouTube, and he loves watching all the streams, and he's always bucking in the chat. What's up, my man? It's really good to see you too, and I appreciate you. I'm going to type, what's up, brother, so that for the algo.
Yes. Hey, in Crypto Games Club 369. Why did you put 369 at the end? I'm just curious.
369. What's 369? 369. Isn't that some like
a rap song? All I can think of is 69, but
369. Hey, well, no, that means he's from Atlanta, I think.
Upgrading worldview, yes, 100%. The faster I can change how the stories I tell myself, the faster I can.
How'd you do it? Tell me about you. When did it happen? When did you go from a boy to a man?
One of the biggest things that I can remember, there's been many steps along the journey, but one of the big pivot points for me was 2019 in December. It was right around my birthday, and I decided to start journaling every day and writing down my goals every day. One of the things that
what year was that roughly? I'm sorry.
2019. But there's always been different steps along that journey. But in 2019, I started journaling every single day. Still do it today. One of the things that Jordan Peterson brought up at the thing that we went to on Friday night, how incredibly important writing is. If kids in school could learn one thing and master one thing, writing. And when you think about what you just said, Scott, that communication, you can communicate better. I can communicate better. Everybody can communicate better, right? That is, by writing, you go down and you understand the thoughts in your head as you put them down on paper. And
oh shit! Pee's at the door. I'm ignoring her.
Oh, go get her. man, Paula, his girlfriend is at the door of the house, locked out, and we're here chatting, and she's like locked out of the house. That is hilarious. So communication is and my writing my journals down has been extremely helpful. Ninja, I had a bad car accident a few years ago, so I don't like to leave things unresolved. Hey.
Hold on.
Hey, Paula.
Hey, I can hear you now. I was locked out.
Yeah, I saw your comment about the door, something about a door, I think.
And he skipped right over it. I was like, this guy, I know he's not leaving me outside.
I need your wrench.
A wrench?
You're moderator.
What does that mean?
In the chat, you can moderate.
What?
You can erase people's
So I
shit.
get privileges in the chat?
You can erase people's shit if they're shit talking.
Oh.
So you can go through and highlight different comments on that side.
Okay.
I don't know what the wrench is or how to get the wrench because I don't get that on my side.
Gotcha.
I ignore my wife all the time. Dude, epic appreciation for the wrench. I don't know how to get the wrench.
Is the chat going crazy?
Yeah, they're laughing that I was locked out.
Nikolai Tesla's alleged has. I have the most chat in the history of 7 viewer live streaming.
Amazing. Nikola
Keep this
Tesla
on
is
me if
alleged
you
to
don't mind.
have
Just type in it.
stated, if you only knew the magnificence of the 369, then you would have a complete or a key to the universe. I don't know the 369, the significance of it there, but clearly there's something going on there. Love you guys. We love you too. Appreciate the feedback.
Hey, if anybody, thanks for the wrench, Jim Rant. No problem, dude. You get a wrench every day of the week, and that's facts. But I will give you 10 wrenches if you retweet my pinned tweet because that would be really nice. I'm sorry, that's my shill. I love telling people because I love telling people to do free shit that helps you.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because what are they gonna say? He always tells me to retweet his shit. I'm like, yes, I do.
Well, anybody who really actually wants to, if you retweet it, I would bet money that Scott will jump on a 5-10 minute call, 20-minute call with you for
100%.
Like just to conversate, to build the relationships, to learn, to grow.
And you could come on stream. If you retweet my tweet, you're eligible to come on stream and talk to me, whatever that means to you. But you're probably all eligible anyway.
So I have another interesting thing. Two more pieces that I wanted to share with you.
Hold on. He is Hex Fanatic 2430. Okay, go on.
Hex Fanatic. Reach out to me here. Okay, so I talked to my dad the other day and I was telling him about crypto and telling him about different protocols and what things were like in crypto. And instead of just writing it off, he was listening. He asked some questions about it. And then he said, oh, well, maybe after I finish up this project that he's working on, maybe I'll have you start to do some investing for me. So maybe my dad, 70 years old, 71 years old, maybe getting into crypto. That's awesome.
Yes, it is, sir. You're saving lives. And you know what a lot of older guys say? They're like, my time scale is different than yours. And I'm like, crypto's the only thing that's moving fast enough for you guys because y'all are old now. Why not try to switch something up for a 2-year, double down, see what you can do, the best technology ever, and you have all the equity in your house and everything, most of them. You know, they do that whole jive. 369 is everywhere for me, super connected to it. I just don't know. Oh, Omega 369. That's that's Omega 3 shit.
Let me look that up for your time.
Hex. Oh, I see. No, dude, he's saying that everything is 369. Hex inflation rate is 369. Omega 369. 369's everywhere, Hex says.
The what is that Fibonacci numbers? Is that what 369 is? Oh, you should do whatever you just. Yeah, whatever you just did. The scope of what's available in the webcam is way better now.
Yeah, is that you don't like the close view?
No,
it's cool. I don't know what's the best one to do.
Hey, so what do you guys think looks better in the comments? This view here or the one where it's close?
Well, watch this. I'm gonna pull something up real quick. Because now that we're small, watch what I can do here.
I also have a.
Is it pulling it up?
Yep, it's got the chart of some sort.
Is my face still on the screen? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. So See more advanced chart. Yes, I would like to see a more advanced chart, please, because I'm an advanced gym rat.
What's the price?
All right, so let's look at this. First of all, admire it and just know that God is good. Okay, God is real. If this chart exists, that means God is real. Those two are 100% directly correlated. If you look at the Fibonacci retracement on the daily. Just kidding. That's a joke. I don't know anything about what I just said, but I bet there's some people out there that just believe whatever the fuck I said. Wait. But anyway, I want to just look at this real quick. Launch full chart.
11 cents. Could somebody buy $100 of Hex, or is it far too expensive? They're only going to get $60. Or...
No, it's so cheap right now, dude. It's free Hex for life right now. If something had enough economic mass to get here, and you think the project will continue, that means you're saying at some point it will be back here, right? Around the all-time high. And if you look at this trend line, if you draw a trend line from here, I don't know how to pull the trend line up.
We can't see what you're seeing, actually. I see the chart, but I don't see your mouse or anything.
You don't see anything moving?
No.
Oh, well, but you see it moving like that?
Maybe it's just on my end, but I don't see it's stuck on 3/4 of the Hex chart in terms of price.
Ooh, you got to press log to even make it look like it makes sense. That's the log chart, which is different.
369. Damn, she fine. Hoping she can sock it to me one more time. Get it low, get it low, get it low, get it low.
I gotta figure out how to talk about shit on stream while I'm doing it. I'm not used to it yet. What's up? Hit the like, guys, if you're here, please, and hit the subscribe button.
What are you doing on the 15th of this month?
Pay my mortgage. Other than that, nothing.
There is a Hex, or I'm going to say Hex conference. There is a crypto conference in Tampa that my buddy just told me about, and I'm going to be more than likely going to that conference. He just sent me the info, so I haven't looked into it fully, but if anybody sees this before the 15th and you're going to be there, hit me up on Twitter, or Scott, if you're, I know like you're just starting out, so it may not work out from a financial standpoint, but if you are down here, you're welcome to crash here.
To get to Tampa, easy money. That's $150.
And you can crash here.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm coming. Wait, there's a crypto conference. I'm going to have to look at that.
I will send you the info after, or I can pull it up right now.
Because it could be bullshit. I want to make sure. I'm not saying it could be not cool. It could be great, obviously. But I want to make sure there's no red flags.
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Oh, somebody joined. This is Chad Thundercock. Look at, if that's this dude's body, you are jacked, bro. If that's your legit body, you're jacked. Is that your legit body, Chad? I want to know. That is what I want to know. I'm not gay. I just want to know.
What's his?
Look at his profile picture right here. Not the space head, but the body. I said, if that's him, I want to know if that's him.
Yes, Sam. Tell us how you retired already, bro. Okay, fucking awesome.
Which one was that? I'll pull it up.
That was no question. That was the one you just had up.
Oh, okay.
And while I'm talking,
I was just looking at his profile picture. I wasn't even fucking read. I didn't even read it, dude. You're jacked. You're that jacked. I was looking at your fucking delta chest ratio. Sam, tell us how you retired already, bro.
Okay, and while I'm talking about that, check your Instagram. I just sent you the link for the crypto conference.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you.
So it's a LinkedIn profile. So I used to work in banking. While I was there, I took a lot of financial discipline to save around 75% of what I was making. When I'm making six figures, like you could save a lot of money pretty quickly. And I only need $25,000 to $36,000 a year to live on. So I stocked that away and I continued to execute stuff online. Over the last 3 years, I own 50% of this house, which is a duplex. So I bought the rest of this house out. So now I live for free, right? So I have the other side rented out, and then I rent a room to a buddy in the front. So I get about $1,900 coming in for the house, and it costs me maybe $1,400 to $1,500 depending on the month and utility bills. So my house cost is taken care of. From my Tesla and the rest of my living expenses, I own a supplement company. That's what all this shit back here is, and that provides the rest of the income through my other YouTube channel, through Instagram. I own a Facebook group. The Facebook group is actually a really interesting story. I don't know. I think I shared it with Scott, but I purchased a Facebook group for $1,000, and I have somebody advertising the group that pays me $500 a month. So I've already collected $1,500 on my $1,000 investment, and this month I'm hoping to actually increase that to $1,000 per month that I can collect on that investment. So Chad, I think the thing that got me started, the most valuable piece to keep in mind every single month that I do, is pay attention to your minimum burn rate. That's what I call it. I talked to Scott about this. If you want to retire, right? And I don't necessarily ever want to like retire in the sense of the old way of how people think about things in terms of just sitting at home not fucking doing anything. Like I always plan on doing something for the rest of my life. But if you don't
Mexicans generally are the same way. They just, most of them have productive lives outside of work. You find, I mean, there's always those dorks that never leave their room and are just playing video games. But other than the ones that get caught in the video game trap, and that trap, that is the devil reincarnated, in my opinion.
Oh,
and I mean that. I hate video games now with a burning passion.
Two things. First of all, your shoulders are popping. Second thing, how is that going with?
Yeah.
How is it going with weed? We had talked about weed last week.
I did one day no weed yesterday, and I didn't think about it at all because I was just doing stuff, and then I smoked weed today.
Hey, but that's progress.
I didn't even really care. I was just like, oh, I don't have to go. I could totally stop after I'm going to stop. It's not a big deal at all. It really isn't. I'm telling you guys, I get so much anxiety when I'm going through adjustment periods, and I don't care. Like I don't even care enough to stop because I don't give a fuck. Like it's one of those things. But when it comes to financial, I do give a fuck.
And the minimum burn rate is how much you need to live, right? Scott, you and I went over this, right? The minimum amount you need to pay all your bills. Maybe you're like, okay, once a month I'm gonna spend $100, go out, do something with a girlfriend or wife or whatever. Your food, your electric, your phone bill, your insurance, your mortgage, your all of your bills. What are they? I guarantee almost nobody watching this or listening to this knows that number. Get that number and track it.
I know it because we went through it.
And pay attention to that. So
once my number's gone down 158, 186 since then.
Hey, you guys press that like button for Scott's minimum burn.
Let me tell you how I got my bill down direct.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I had cable for the longest time. I ain't never turned my TV on for a fucking year. My TV, and I know productive people's TVs never turn on. It's like a curse that productive people have. They don't waste time. And that's all this is, guys. Like at some point, if you don't have everything you want and there's time available, you have to, unless you don't really want what you want. And I don't really know what I want. I just want to be financially free. Really. Chad, if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out. Yes, sir, Chad.
Yes.
Yeah, Chad, you're jacked. You're fucking jacked, dude.
Yes.
You look.
So
trash the TV, just pay for internet. Exactly. I just did that, and then I had an old truck that I used to own on my insurance for like $50 a month or something, or like $50 a year. I don't know.
So
$50 a month probably.
So you dropped cable and you dropped the truck.
Yeah.
And that aggregated to $150.
Yeah, 186.
So think about this. So for anybody who's listening, to give context, Scott, what's your minimum burn roughly?
How much money do I need?
Yeah.
800. Well, now I need 626.
626. So 626 divided by 800. You just cut the minimum amount you need by 21%. Now, obviously, you can't just keep cutting expenses forever, but there's a lot of opportunity to trim fat people's budgets.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to make money. I don't really care. Like, it's whatever. I mean, I do kind of like, yes, I have an overwhelming scheme in the back of my head of how all this will go down, but it takes time, right? And it takes resources. and you have to do a lot of work at the bottom, and that's kind of what I'm good at. I'm doing the stuff that people don't actually do. Like I'm kind of like Sam. It's like I'll put in 500 reps when other people won't put in one.
Yes.
And I'll do it over and over and over until you're so worn out that you can't even handle it, and I'm just getting started. You know what I mean? And I just can't help it. I can't help it. It's an automatic response. And it's automatic. It's not. I tell my parents too when I talk to them on the phone because they try to get a feel with this new life that I'm doing. They want to get a feel for it or whatever. So I'm kind of trying to give it to them. It's like, you don't understand. My brain goes where it goes, and I follow it.
I was just figured I'd get a little bit of
why not? Why not?
I just went to the gym this morning. Scott, I went and he might actually be interested.
That'll be a clip.
I talked to a professional coach for basketball players before I got into this call, and we did a live, not live this way as in live filming it for a stretching because he works with ballet students and professional basketball players over in the UK. Very valuable, and his depth of understanding and degree at which he's gone into the stretching piece of things is something to appreciate, like the depth in terms of like where you've gone through crypto, like where you've gone into fitness, right? You've gone a lot deeper than other people. So when you see that in other people, it's fascinating because you understand the degree at which you have to go to get there. And
so like everyone who has a video game addiction kind of knows the vibe, right? Like it's just a stupid, you're just doing dumb shit and we're just doing productive shit. You know what I mean? That's it. Everyone knows what it's like to be addicted to doing video games, right? Except Sam, probably, because he's a fucking freak.
I never played.
Yeah. He's a sick fucking mutant. But like, anyway, like half the kids in America, hey,
inviting freedom. I like.
She needs to come on. You need to talk to that chick. She was in the chat room spitting fire in the Twitter space talk rooms. And Sam, I have a Twitter space talk. So these things on Twitter, right? You probably know, they come up on the top and they're purple, and it's just where people talk about a subject, and it says the subject up top, and everyone can chime in, right? The host has to let you have a little thing.
Okay, kind of like Clubhouse.
Yeah, you could put your hand up, and it'll say, "Hey, let Sam talk in 5 minutes." You know what I mean, or whatever. There's really good ones. And they go 24 hours a day, and they talk about some of the wildest game theory you have ever heard of.
Next time you find one of those,
no, it's 24/7. There is one that's going on right now, and I know it's the same one. It's called Hex After Dark or whatever.
That's what she's talking about. Look at the next thing. I have a fucking Twitter space addiction. Horrible.
Inviting freedom. What's the Twitter space called that they like? I can't remember exactly what it's called, but they're going crazy in there 24/7. They don't take any bullshit in there. Anyone comes in there half-assed about any subject, they fucking get at your ass quick and tell you to get the fuck out.
That sounds like my type of place.
Dude, I just found it. It's legit. And they totally are like, dude, you're cool. You seem cool or whatever. I like the guys. They're awesome. But they just, when I came in, they flamed me. They were like, we don't trust you. We don't know you. Who the fuck are you? Why are you popular on fucking, you know, they were like, it seemed a little weird how I got all caught up in this mix so fast to everyone. And I was just like, nah, dude, I'm just fucking doing my thing. Like, and I just told them, I was like, I was doing my thing. You know what I mean? And they kind of just believed me because it was true. And then if you watch a couple of my streams, you know it's true. You know that I'm being honest, and you know that I'm not. I got no strings to pull at this point, guys. I have been such an egomaniac in my life that I don't even care anymore. Like, it's so depleted from my mind. I just want to.
What's up,
guys? Chris.
What's up, Christopher?
That's a 5x5 hex staker right there if I've ever seen one. Looking good, Chris.
Yes.
I have a new Twitter space addiction. I go on there at 3 a.m, and the guys are still talking about game theory from the night of, because they stay up all night like fucking fools. Like, they're crazy. Like, they love this shit. And they talk all night long. It's all you got to do is keep your phone on, and it just talks. And then you just press the button. So it's not like you have to use it.
Okay, kind of like a podcast, but a live podcast.
But there's like 47 people or like 15 people. You know what I mean?
We should do that sometime. Go live on there.
No, you don't even. You could go right now. We could literally go in there right now. I could press the speak button and be like, "Hey guys, it's that quick." So you could just hop on there and we're done.
That's
and I'll
awesome.
show you.
I crush on inviting freedom. Not
Look.
gonna lie.
Look.
Yeah,
I crush on inviting freedom. Not gonna lie, inviting freedom. Oh, you crush on her? Yes, I feel you. Me too.
Hey,
Look,
she was a little suspicious.
I don't know who
about
she
you.
is. Yeah, she said, I admit, I was sus about you at first. Now, huge fan. That's because she realized, I mean, I am sus, like off the gate. Like I would be, it just doesn't seem normal. But at the same time, I've been in the background for a little while now. You know, it's been like 8 months, 7 months, and I've been doing Twitter every single day, talking to everyone. But yeah, like I came up on the scene. There was some shirtless pics that got thrown around. Could have been me, could have been someone else. You know, and I just kind of just jumped up on the scene, and then Richard kind of got a hold of me, not personally, but he started retweeting my stuff and he followed me, and then it just went from there.
And this is literally just the very, very beginning. Remember when we first started doing this, we were at like 1 to 5, 1 to 3 people watching. Now
ask any question. Put a question in the chat, and we'll answer it. But
yes.
Sam, go on, Sam.
Fitness related questions are awesome. Drug related,
any
peptides, whatever, biohacking, lifestyle, all of that shit is
entrepreneurial stuff, sleeping stuff, all this stuff, guys. We've gone through all these rabbit holes. He's gone through more than me in some avenues. I've gone through probably more than him in different avenues, but we've gone down a lot of avenues at this point combined, and we collaborate. So it's
good. Okay, so Scott, what's your thoughts, and then I'll give mine on bulking and cutting by Christopher. Thank you.
It's silly in my opinion because it's harder on the body long term, and it's silly because you don't need to do it necessarily. Like if you want to get bigger, you pretty much have to take more steroids unless you haven't worked out yet. Like if you worked out as hard as me and Sam for 3 years straight, you're not getting any bigger than that as you get older, in my opinion. Like if you work out natty for 3 years straight hard, like legit though, like we work out legit. Come on. Some people don't work out legit. So it's like, this is a vague statement. But if you guys could imagine, we kind of work out legit. We rip the weights as hard as we can. We scream like the whole time. All of that shit, like max, like pulling shit that people are like, what the fuck? Doing all that kind of stuff over the years, right? Over the years. So after 3 years of doing that natural 100%, I experimented with something else. And I'm here to tell you guys that everyone who gains muscle into their 30s is lying to you. It's not possible. And I have decent genetics for it. And I still couldn't do it. And this is my opinion. I'm saying I'm not talking about the Sam type of mindset where you're like, oh, like I know Sam could do anything if he put his mind to it. But the average sentiment of the people around me, it's like, I don't know. I don't think bulking and cutting is necessary. I think lowest amount of energy to maintain / get a little better every day is optimal.
I think I would first ask what's the objective of bulking versus cutting. Like if you want to be like, hey, I want to awesome
bodybuilding. Like if you're bodybuilding, it's different. Like have you ever bodybuilded for real?
No.
Me neither.
I've always thought it needed to be bigger. Chris asked another question.
You're sick, by the way, in your brain. You're sick. You're sick forever. He's so sick.
That's hilarious too, because right, it's just like, bro, you're 245 pounds. Like you don't need to talk to me.
Yeah, 245, and if you bulked, you could get to 270 probably if you actually tried. I want to take my diet to the next level. Sam, I was told that you have a strict diet, and I want to know what that consists of. Well, Chris Rydell, would you like to come on the show and talk about this? We'll give you like 15 minutes. Well, he's probably at work or something, so that probably won't work. But just let Sam answer you real quick. So I'm going to put you up, and I'm going to use the bathroom.
Perfect.
That's not me.
So currently, I have just changed my diet as of maybe like 45 days ago. So I went from a 3 pounds of meat per day. And so I've been doing this for 20 years for just context. I've been in the fitness world for quite a long time, and protein from a muscle standpoint, also from a fat loss standpoint, in terms of a diet is one of the most important things. If somebody's trying to drop body fat, like the diet is going to be the biggest thing to drop body fat. So I just switched right now I am animal-based diet primarily, meaning meat and organs. I eat raw liver with some honey. This morning I had 3 burgers with 2 or 3 eggs, a full avocado. Oh, so it's animal-based and fruit. So with every meal, I'll have some type of fruit. Avocados technically a fruit, and then I also had blackberries. The idea behind this diet is twofold. Think of our ancestors when, say, you or I would go out hunting for food, right? You and I are out in the field or in the forest or whatever, we're hunting for food, trying to find an animal that we can kill and then we can eat. First of all, if we do find an animal that we can kill and eat, we're going to eat the entire fucking animal because it was so challenging to catch the animal. We're not going to let anything go to waste. So that's why organs, right? But when you look at the science, right, something like liver is full of nutrients. It is one of, if not the most nutrient-dense pieces of food. People talk about kale, for example, being a superfood. You try eating kale in 30 days every day and just nothing else, right? You're not going to fucking survive, right? Or you'll survive, but you're going to feel like shit, I'm sure. Versus like liver, you can eat liver every single day and survive because it has your protein in it. It has all like shitload of different vitamins and minerals in it. Same thing if we're out in Chris, I will get to these in just a second. With the fruit portion of things, say again, we're out in the forest, we are hunting for food. What is going to grab our attention? Lettuce on the ground that we're going to fucking walk on, right? Any of that shit? No, all that shit blends in. And there's a reason for vegetables in terms of them blending in. They're full of something called anti-nutrients. So you have nutrients, which is what your body needs, and then you have anti-nutrients. Like the name implies, it reduces the nutrient absorption in your gut. So when you reduce those, the actual nutrient absorption in your gut increases. Plants are full of anti-nutrients. About 8 to 10 months ago, I started reducing lectins. But let's get into the comments. Welcome back, Scott. Okay, Gym Rat, I already am pretty big. I need a new challenge. Chris, what about getting lean? What about...
Yeah, we don't care about big here. We care lean first, then big. If Sam wouldn't want to be big if he wasn't lean.
Correct. 100%.
And I wouldn't either. I wouldn't want to be a pound heavier if I was going to gain a pound of fat. I wouldn't. I'm not saying that won't occur if I slip up on my diet for a couple of months, but I'm saying optimally, I would like to not gain any fat ever. You know what I mean? Because I don't want fat on my body ever, because I don't know if that's bad shit, gross ass shit. What if that shit's really bad for you and keeping it off you is really good?
Let's just talk superficial. Like, I personally prefer to look leaner than softer. Personally, that's my preference. Maybe other people.
Are you saying basically paleo? I don't know what paleo is. Is that just vegetables and meat?
No, I think that's more of like a Middle Eastern type of diet, the paleo. Where
I heard if you cook the veg and fruit, it takes the lecithin out. Lectins.
Well, there's oxalates.
That's a good word for a spelling bee. Isn't it? Yes. You'd fuck some kids up on a spelling bee with that one.
Or oxalates. Try saying
no, Jim, I don't know that.
You can definitely reduce some anti-nutrients through different special ways of cooking. Like beans are full of like lectins, which just fucks up your gut and shit. So Chris says he's 18% body fat and he was 12% 9 months ago. So what about being the same weight you currently are now, Chris, at 12% body fat? That means you got to gain muscle.
Yeah, that should be the ideal weight. And we don't really care what you look like. We don't care what you weigh, bro. Send us some pictures. Like that's how, like if he sent me a picture that looked like shit, it wouldn't matter what he said about his diet, because I would be like, your diet's fucked up because you used to be shredded, bro. You know what I mean? Like, or if I started getting doughier and I wasn't just admitting it because I wanted to, and you were like, you would know. So it's pictures. If you want real answers, you need real pictures with the same lighting. We got to talk real percentages. You could be 15 percentage points off, to be honest. Every time someone tells me their body fat, I'm like, that's my body fat, and I'm shredded. They're like, it's 11 and a half. And I'm like, yeah, it's me too. Like, there's no way you're 11 and a half, bro. Like,
Scott, you 100% hit it. Like, I'm going to show you a picture in a second. I'll share my screen with you.
Flexing on these fucking absolute freaking nuclear.
And you were 100%.
He's like, what are you doing?
You? Okay, let me share this with you. You're 100% right, though, Scott, with the... Okay, can you guys see this? Does that come up?
Yeah, it's up. It's up right now.
Okay, leave in the comments. What do you guess my body fat percentage is? Just take a guess, Scott. What do you think?
No, I'll say it after everyone. If anyone
Perfect.
answers, then I'll say it because I'm gonna get. He's never told me this for any of this. I don't even know his body fat at all. But I would guess it would be so much higher than. Again, people don't understand the nuance. So it's like if I tell someone, sometimes I tell people they're 12% body fat and they get offended. I'm like, dude, you're kind of shredded. Like, and people don't know a lot of things about all about fitness because they ain't never done it. Yeah, take some today, dude, and you could come on the stream. Like, you could blur your face out and we'll just show the pics. Like, fuck it. Like, he's a big dude. I seen this dude. He had veins in his arms, natty, ripped dude, like, for sure. I've seen it. I've met him before.
Chad says 8%. Pressure cooking is one way to reduce
let me pull that
in beans. So pressure cooking kills most of the lectins in beans. Beans are full. Or read the Gundry.
You would love to hear all
this. Stephen Gundry. So Stephen Gundry inviting Freedom mentioned Stephen Gundry. That's a book where he is a big proponent of reducing lectins in people's diet for overall gut health. 12%, Chris says. Scott. So Chris and Chad have both mentioned theirs. What do you think?
For you, I've 11, 10.
Yeah,
I would say there's no way under 10.
No, there's no way. If I had to guess myself, I would say somewhere between 12 and 15%. 12 to 15%. And
I would say me would be like my body fat. P, what do you think my body fat would be? She's right over here.
I have no idea. I'm not good. You're right now?
Yeah.
You're probably at like
fucking shredded.
12. 11 or 12.
Yeah, I'd say the same. 12%, 12%, 13%. But I don't know. I have a lot of veins and shit, but I also have doughy areas. Like, I got my lower back's kind of doughy. And I'll show you guys just for reference. Like, I'm not kidding either.
So men tend to carry the
so like my waist, I don't know, it probably is tiny, but like I carry more here than I do up top. Like, I don't have much fat up here at all, but I have fat here, like, for sure. And I don't eat much. But that's just genetics sometimes, guys. Like, I'm not going to take that extra 100% effort to get down 2 more percentage points and waste my life away. I'm just going to go where it's easy to maintain, but good training, heavy training, good reps, long reps. Yeah, I would say. So you think right now you're probably 13 or 14? Now, there is something to be said about testosterone in your the muscle bellies. I mean, we could go down this rabbit hole all day long, Sam. But, my delts weren't nearly
popping
like that. And I'm not even training hard, like, at all.
Yeah.
So the muscle bellies in certain areas where the receptors are clustered seem to, as far as I've read, pop up a little more than the rest necessarily. So my waist hasn't changed much, but my lats and my traps and my back of my shoulders certainly have.
And you probably noticed it, but not so as much because you wear pants or whatever, but you probably noticed it in your quads too, or at least a pump you're able
My
to get
quads have always just been god awfully nuked. I swear. People used to be like, dude, your calves are crazy when I was in like middle school. Like, I know people were literally like, you have crazy ass like your calves. And I would flex the muscle and it would be like, I just have big calves. Like, looks like a fucking largemouth bass. Under my fucking, but I'm short too. So I'm a very compact guy. So if you took my calf off of my frame and showed it to everyone, it wouldn't necessarily be big. But when it's flexed, it just looks ripped. If you know what I mean.
Do you have any like pain, discomfort issues, or does anybody in the comments? Like when you're lifting,
Give me an example. Yeah, my lower back. I stay away from everything lower back. I don't even play with it anymore. And I'm not saying I don't do straight back rows. That doesn't bother my back at all. I'm saying anything where I'm hinging. I don't hinge anymore. I don't want to. It's just like counterproductive for me. And then I stretch out a lot more than I used to. And my legs have taken the toll for sure. My legs have taken the toll, muscle wise.
Do you ever? I'm actually another one of my goals is to actually be able to do a split this year. By the end of this year, to be able to do a split. The hip flexor ties into your lower back. So if you're stretching your hip flex, bro, how cool would that be? 250 pounds and be able to do a stretch. A split.
That's crazy. There's some UFC guys that be doing that shit. It's wild to see. It's wild to see a dude like jump straight up in the air and go down and do a split, and you're just like, this dude could fucking kick my ass.
Right. I do
tight hip flexors, tight hips, tight calves. So what are you doing?
So calves. So Scott, if you had small calves, what would you do to increase the size of your calves? If they were
probably nothing, to be honest. I don't know if I would care because it's negligible. Most people's training, it's negligible in my opinion what their calves look like, unless you go balls deep, which I don't recommend. Like I just don't. I mean, I've made my calves bigger, but I don't recommend someone go out of their way to train as hard as I did to do that.
But you do enjoy the results you've gotten, right?
Oh yeah, but
we're not. I know. We don't. I'm not saying.
No, I'm just trying to think. Like I don't know what it's. I can't remember what it's like to be insignificantly fit. Do you know what I mean? Like I've been fit for about 4 years now. Yeah, maybe 2 years really fit. 4 years pretty fit. But 2 years like what the fuck when your shirt's off, people are like, what are you like, what's up? Like what up with that? Literally, like when I like on the beach and shit, or if I'm at like a lake house or something, I take my shirt off. It's like blatantly obvious that I'm like shredded compared to everyone. I have seen but a few people. Well, I've also partied with a couple other people that I know that are really jacked, but as your friends get older into their 30s, which my friends are becoming into their 30s, so they don't. Once they get hitched up, they just stop working out and stop doing shit. It's so stupid.
Which is crazy. Yeah. If I was trying to get bigger calves, I would just do 1,000 reps. Paula in your anterior tilt. Yes, 100% with the hip flexors. Like tremendous. I'm curious to see if I can do a split within the next. I'm definitely going to get it before the end of the year. But Scott, do you want to talk about your supplement regime and PEDs? If you do, if you don't want to, I can talk about mine. You're muted, so nobody can. Go ahead.
Don't correct me on the dosages, but it's just 200 milligrams
of test.
That's it. I don't want to, and I'm going down. Me and Sam are working on me petering down because I think I just want to teeter down. That's it. I don't want to say anything else about it. I want to peter down for long-term lifestyle, and I could train harder, a little bit harder than I am now. So I can meet that in the middle and probably look exactly the same. But again, I do not recommend testosterone to any man. I do not. Well, of course, if you see a doctor, that's a different story. I am no doctor. I am a gym rat. I've seen a doctor for all of these things before. So I do have experience. I have doctors that I have done this with on it was on video camera, not in person. But I did this all legit. I did it. It's like, you know what I mean? So the taboo goes away when you feel like you're doing things more legit. And I have this trouble with the taboo about it. But again, I have to tell myself that what I want is what I want. And I do not care what anyone else thinks. And I have to be respectful to everyone else too, as well. Sorry about the whole rant about my regimen, dude. I have a little love-hate with that.
Well, I'm sure whether it's next week or 6 months from now, there will be a lot more dialogue open around that.
Yeah,
topic.
I just need time. I need
Correct.
time.
So
but I'm getting way more. I'm way better than I was. I wouldn't even say a word to nobody about nothing. And now I'm just like, Scott, nobody cares. Just be safe.
Correct. I'm at 225 milligrams of test a week, and I like researching with SARMs and peptides. Peptides are fucking awesome. SARMs are cool as well. and a bunch of different types of supplements. Maybe I'll bring them all in here at some point, and we can talk about like a supplement episode or something like that, more in depth. Ninja, what are your Scott? What's your take on Ninja's question?
So a guy like me, and I know Ninja's weights. I know Ninja's weight and height, by the way.
Okay.
So a guy like me who's too skinny as it is, do I dirty bulk first to get some pounds and start leaning down? If so, what's the best method? I'm going to give my opinion, then I want Sam to give his opinion. In my opinion, you should do nothing except work out and not worry about how big you are, because he is not. I can't remember how old you said you were, but I believe you're in your late 30s. So in my opinion, and I can't recommend you do any kind of stuff, but in my opinion, I would just recommend working out hard and eating as much as you'd like for the most part, because he's lean as fuck. Like, he can't gain weight. Like, I would just eat whatever whenever you want and work out hard as fuck. But also you have to get your nutrients, of course, so you can't skip on nutrients. But I would say you should be able to eat a burger when you're out. You should be able to do all this, the extra, in my opinion, at your age, because you look good without, to be honest, I would say he probably looks good. If he was working out for 3 months, he'd probably look solid. Like, to, as far as like attracting the opposite sex, he's a lean guy, you know what I mean? And the workload that I know he has to deal with, because I know he has children. I believe, I can't remember exactly, I believe he did say he has children. Therefore, and I hope I didn't a breach of whatever, but therefore his load, in my opinion, is really, really heavy. I would say keep doing what you're doing, but make sure you're in the gym every day, lifting 12 to 15 reps, heavy-ish weight, but just continuing to eat as much as you probably can without it like slowing down your lifestyle.
One of the things that, or at least the approach that I took, I prefer lower body fat. So I'm not really a fan of dirty bulking. It's also not great for your health and your cholesterol. So I'm not a big fan of dirty bulking. Like, go through and you can Google calorie counting or maintenance calculator or something like that, and you'll see the first link that comes up. Or just download MyFitnessPal, punch in your shit. It'll give you an estimate based upon the age, the height, your weight of your estimated calories needed to maintain your body weight. Then you can go through and start tracking that, right? So Ninja, whatever you're eating per day, if it's 2,100 calories and that's maintaining your body weight, add on 500 more calories. Do that for 3 weeks. Check the scale, check your pictures, see if you're making progress. If you're at 2,600 calories and you're still not changing your physique or you haven't gained weight, okay, cool, fantastic. Go another 500 calories and continue this iteration.
You might need a crash course on what to eat too. We might because if you don't know what to eat, all these calories sounds a lot, but they're not a lot at all. It's like nothing. Like when he says 500 calories, like to me, that's a little snacky pill.
Correct.
And to him, that's a snacky pill too. Like he could eat 500 calories 11 times a day and probably still be ripped.
Oh, easy. Yes.
5,500.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I eat 2,100 by choice. That's my entrepreneurial choice to, maintain my lifestyle the way that I am. And I will change right now. Like, I trained really hard at the gym today, really hard. Like, I hadn't trained like I did today in 3 months. And I felt it. And this other dude came up to me and he fist bumped me after my set. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because he was like a young kid, but he was jacked, but like really jacked. Like he works out right. He knew his shit. And I bumped, and I was just like, fuck yeah. And I felt great. And I just cranked out some weights. I was fucking doing handstand push-ups. I was doing like fucking everything in there today. I'm trying to really get strong up here, the camera, what's on camera. It's just how I work.
Scott, if you whether it's this conference or in the future or whatever, if you do come down here, we could film some workout videos.
I'm coming straight up.
We should do some workout videos. Like every day, film like an entire workout video. It'll take me a bit of time to edit them, but then I can do some workout videos.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
What should somebody be eating so it's a very broad question, so I'm going to add some caveats, and then Scott, I want you to answer. So what should somebody be eating, assuming they care about their health and longevity, and they want to gain weight?
You're asking me? Okay, so what do I think he should eat to get a little bit more muscle mass from where he's at now, but to maintain his health?
Correct. And or improve his health. Yes.
Yeah, probably improve because I'm sure he's eating like jack shit. I know you're eating like jack shit actually. Because I think you told me. No, actually, I think he said he started cooking again. Remind us.
Okay.
But let me answer. What?
Oh, just also it's
He's
something
fiat
where
broke.
correct. So take that into consideration.
I'm fiat broke too. So I mean, I'm fiat minimalist right now. I'm not spending. I'm in P. You know, I'm going to get there with her. I'm being a bad boyfriend and not taking her out, but I will be. I just need a couple weeks to get under my. And we still go out and do stuff, but it is hard because I got to figure this shit out right now, right? Like, I don't really care.
That's not a bad. You're not a bad boyfriend. Don't talk shit about yourself. There's enough people that will talk shit about you. You don't need to talk shit about yourself.
You're right. People talk shit about me all the time. I'm so over it at this point because now I'm like trying to be legit and just like talk to everyone, and it's just like the shit talk hurts. But at the end of the day, like I've heard it for so long. Like I don't like the intellectual shit talk. I don't care about the body image shaming, douchebag, faggot shit. Like none of that bothers me. It's more of the intellectual because I was fucking told I'm edgy when it comes to that because I remember being in a sped class with 4 people in 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like a class with 4 people and 2 of them were retarded because I didn't play well with others.
Oh, interesting.
I wouldn't hurt nobody. I was uncontrollable.
Yeah. You just
but I didn't know. And I was failing 8th grade, like E's. Like I was going like E's, like I couldn't pass. And I didn't know. And I was fucked up. But I don't really understand why. And I don't really know why. And there was Adderall involved and on and off that. So it's kind of hard to say like what I was doing at the time because I don't remember, frankly. But I changed. I remember saying, you're going to embarrass your reputation if you go into high school and do this. And that's funny because that was my first like marketing hit on my own self-awareness of my reputation. And I never looked back as far as my reputation. I've always, and people have talked shit about me and I've done really bad shit, but people that know me like me. Always. Because unless I'm like totally off, like they're a fucking liberal and they're saying that kind of shit, then I won't hang out with them. But like, you know, the people that I think are intelligent and have a good point of view generally like me. So that's how I live my life.
Yes. Scott, so what are some ideas for Ninja?
I can't believe I just talked about something random for fucking another 5 minutes, but I think Ninja should
eat it's good. You're good. You're
steak,
good.
Rice, potatoes. I'm talking about cheap shit. Okay, eggs. You need eggs locked in your freezer at all times, in my opinion. I eat 6 eggs with every time I cook eggs. But I don't know if that's good for cholesterol. So
it's good. It's not, no worries at all. It's actually
okay, good, because that's what I always lived it like that because I seen people be eating eggs like that and they seem healthy as fuck. Anyway, eggs, beef in your eggs, ground beef, 80-20. I don't care about the fat as long as you're eating just this, no snacks. If you're eating snacks and other sodium, that means you're fucked because, in my opinion, then you're double down with the beef and the ground beef and the 80-20. Like that's a lot of that, and then to add anything else to that. I think you could slip on the health a little bit, but so just stick to the meals when you're eating. And ground beef, constant. I don't even know. Make chicken thigh, constant. Chicken thigh, constant. Chicken thigh, constant.
Chicken thighs are so good.
They're so fucking good, and they're so calorie dense, and they're not that much protein. But it's so fucking good, you'll eat a fuck ton of it, and it's so good. You can get your 40 grams of protein easily with it, but like 2 of those is probably 40 grams. Like all together, but one really fat one might be 40 grams. But so
ground turkey,
but he's getting bigger, so he's gonna have to eat too much ground turkey, in my opinion. Like, might as well put something more dense in there
with fat.
For him, not for me. Like, I would do the ground turkey personally, but for him in particular, he's like one of those 140. He could eat 6 pizzas a day, and he would just stay like lean. So I would say you have to eat hardcore fat and beat like steaks, big steaks, anything that's kind of calorie dense, peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I mean, not for health, but if I know people that need calories, those are a good way to get calories. Put banana and peanut butter. So fucking good. And if you have milk and shit, it's just ridiculously good, tasty. Now I drink whole milk. I like milk. I fucking don't know anything about estrogen or all this butthole shit. I don't know anything. All I know is whole milk is so fucking good and I love it on everything. And if you need it, of course, I use almond milk when I'm cutting if I'm trying to be lean. But when I'm not and I'm just hitting the weights, I'm going whole milk, baby. And I'm eating a little bit of cereal. I'm eating the cereal again. When I say cereal, it's a little bit different than most people. I'm not eating Captain Crunch or anything when I'm getting lean. I'm just eating like wheat puffs and shit. So, but again, anything that's calorie dense, and we could basically just make a list of things that are calorie dense. And I would say to eat that. Lots of rice, lots of potatoes, cheese on your potatoes if you like that. I like cheese on shit. Do you like cheese on shit, Sam?
I like cheese, but I've switched to less processed cheeses over the last year. And I don't eat like cereal and stuff like that. I just personally the choice I choose to make. Not that it's right or wrong. I just choose not to go that route. Another one that I've added in over the last couple months that is super cheap but also so good, especially if you have an air fryer, is chicken thighs. Not chicken thighs, but like what are the ones on the leg? Like chicken legs?
That's the drum bone or the drumstick.
In an air fryer, fucking amazing with some General Tso's or some hot sauce.
Yeah, like
awesome.
Guys, it's so cheap, and it's not right now because of fucking Biden inflation rates and war, but like in general, like when everything calms down compared to the dollar, like chicken thigh and rice and broccoli and shit and ground beef and eggs and cheese and yogurt is all you really need, other than vegetables.
So like, let's hear what your like lunch is, right? So for my breakfast, a lot of the times I'll have some beef and I'll have 6 to 10 eggs, full eggs with an avocado, a full avocado, and then another piece of fruit of something, whether it's I might have a mango, I might have a grapefruit, might have an orange, might have like a pint of berries of some sort. But that's what I'll normally have for breakfast. What do you have what would be like a typical lunch?
I don't eat breakfast at all. So I drink tea and I drink coffee only in the morning and water. I'm not saying that's optimal at all. It's just the way I do things. Seems optimal for my body. That's just for me. But let me tell you what it's like when I'm bodybuilding though. Again, I'm eating like a reckless fool right now to keep my weight up.
Wait. Sorry to interrupt you. We have another 369. So I just double checked. Crypto Gains Club 369 and Hex Champion 369.
Are you guys part of that? Are you guys part of some group?
Cryptic cult here? What do we have going on
there's
here?
crazy shit in the Hex community, dude. You have no clue. It gets so crazy. There's things I'm learning every moment of every second of every day that I'm just like rabbit hole, like so many rabbit holes. Once you start looking into I'm not even gonna say shit. Like
we can do that. We can do that in another episode.
Yeah, because I gotta be careful what I say. Like I don't know anyone's, and I'm not saying I have any masterful information or anything. I'm just saying like I've been listening. I listen closely.
Yes. I just found that interesting. I was like, wait a second, Crypto Games Clubs 369.
Let me say my lunch real quick so I don't forget. When I'm bodybuilding, it's rice, quinoa, base. I just throw it in the rice maker. Rice and quinoa. Then I make either 6 eggs or like 2 chicken thighs or like whatever I'm eating. Ground beef. I'll just take fucking half the ground beef and chuck it on there. Like, and I just cook it with sometimes nothing. Sam Stolt 369. Oh shit. You gotta switch it, dude. You should join them. It's like the cult that like you just get sucked into somehow. But anyway, I eat ground beef, rice, quinoa, a lot of spinach, a lot of calorie dense stuff on anything that's calorie dense. I'll throw it on. I'll fucking dump ketchup on the thing. I'll dump anything on the thing that I like, but you know, not so much, but just like a nice little topping. Not like more like a.
Yeah, I love the rabbit hole that we were going down with this.
I'm gonna change mine to
rice?
Jim Rat.
White rice.
36.
White rice.
Oh, so okay, that's why do you have a definitive stance on that? Just curious.
So there is a specific compound that is in Roundup, which is the chemical used to kill weeds, and it is used in commercial farming here in the United States. It's illegal in certain parts of Europe, and that compound that is specifically to kill weeds, it's by Monsanto's, right? That's like the evil company, right? They fuck over a lot of people. And anyways, brown rice still has part of the husk on it. The husk is where the actual chemical from Roundup can be on there. You can go look up a couple studies. The chemical is in there. If you
hold your ears, P.
If you go with white rice, it is better for you because it doesn't have as much of that chemical if you're getting it here in the United States.
White rice, by the way, jasmine white rice is so fucking good, dude. I could literally just eat white rice. Like if that was somehow nutritious, I could just eat that. It's so good when I'm hungry. Like you put your mouth on it and you're like, this is what I need. Like you're just like, your body's just like, give me that. When you're really hungry though. You know when you're really hungry and you take like a bite of like a bagel that's not cooked or something, or like just something really minuscule like a cracker, and you're just like, that was the greatest thing I've ever tasted in the history. That's your body like more. It's so crazy when you're hungry what your body starts telling you. All the things that you learn about controlling yourself because you learn so much about it. I do that weekly, Sam. Best way. We'll do what weekly?
I'm sure that Hexagon Papa is talking about being awesome. That's because you are awesome, Hexagon Papa. It's a good thing to do that daily. Same concept with whole grain bread versus white bread. Yes, completely agree with Paula.
Same thing with bread. And I always eat white bread because ever since early on when Greg Doucette was like, white bread is fine, dude. I remember in one of his videos, early Greg Doucette, before he had millions of subscribers, he had like no subscribers when I was watching him, like thousands, just under like 10,000. And he just said, regular old white rice. If you're eating anything else, you're a dumbass. Like he would just always be like on the white rice. He's like, there's no reason to buy that scam. He just thinks it's a scam for money, basically. But he always said regular ass white bread. He's like, what are you eating tonight? He's like, I got regular ass white bread here. And I was always like, cool, I'm gonna eat regular ass white bread because I loved white bread. And everyone told me for years that it was gonna kill me.
No,
I love it.
One of the reasons the whole grain bread comes out so that is for marketing purposes, even though it's worse for you, like Paula mentions here. Like, so I completely.
He knows all this shit. What the fuck?
Gluten free. So gluten is an anti-nutrient.
Hey, I'm gonna have P on. I'm gonna make sure the mic works real quick. So I'm gonna put you up on the front screen and then just talk.
Okay, I'm gonna go through some of these comments here.
Cool.
So we have jasmine rice. I like basmati rice. My girlfriend likes jasmine rice. I like basmati, but both are delicious. So I do have rice in with meat sometimes. And if my girlfriend chooses to make something with vegetables or other shit, like I'll eat that. So what is the best side of leaning out? Chicken breast and what? So what is the best side for leaning out? So say, right, I'm on my way to 250 pounds. So when I get to 250 pounds, I'm going to cut. The first thing I'm going to do is reduce oils. If you look at fat, carbs, and protein, so that's all calories I just mentioned. Fat has 9 calories per gram of fat. Protein and carbohydrates have per gram 4 calories. So fat is far more dense from a caloric standpoint. So use that to your advantage if you're trying to gain or lose, but you don't want to drop below, I would say for myself, 10 to say 20%.
Hey, Sam, real quick.
Yes.
Is there an echo?
No.
Cool. All right, P, it's ready. You're speaking to them. Yeah, but when you talk, just make sure you're not so close to the mic and you're not talking so loud because it'll just. Okay.
So you'll have to change back the
camera. I'm gonna sit here next to her. I'm just gonna
do the camera so we get to see you guys. Because right now we can't. Scott, we can't see you guys. So let's see. Should gluten free? Yes, I actually cut out gluten first, then I cut out lectins, and then I cut out vegetables. Yo, Crypto Sloth, what's good? Thank you for coming in. Chris, I heard broccoli is because it blocks estrogen. Broccoli has something in it called, I can't say the full name, but DIM, D-I-M. It's a supplement that kind of like greases your pathways for estrogen. So it makes your body more able or more efficient at using estrogen to get rid of it. So broccoli and cauliflower are cruciferous. There you go. Cruciferous vegetables have a lot of DIM in it. What's up, P?
Hi.
How you doing? What are your thoughts on some of the some of the unique shit that you do for your diet?
I can't. Hold on. I can't.
Hold on
hear.
one sec.
Is there a way to make that louder?
You just
I have thoughts, but hold on real quick. I'm gonna get the.
Cool. I'll just keep talking. Looking forward to talking soon. Crypto. Scott. Crypto Sloth mentions that he's looking forward to talking soon. Ninja, I use the Asian rice I get from the Asian store. Awesome. I just got some basmati. 369 is Nikola Tesla favorite number. We can't hear you guys. You're muted, Scott.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I have some questions for you when it comes to the grains and you said they were pesticides, right? Or some kind of chemical. If you get organic, does that make a difference? So if I get organic brown rice versus non-organic brown rice, does that take care of that problem?
More than likely. I don't know enough about the organic side of things to know if that's accurate. Like if it's organic, does that mean that they don't use a weed killer? I don't know. I just don't know that answer to be able to like, yes, that's the case, or not, that's the case.
Yeah. I mean, that's my intention behind getting I do my best to get everything organic for that specific reason. I don't know what kind of regulations or policies go into it and how specific they are with the chemicals that you can use to be labeled as organic. But that's what I try to do. Also, I want to ask you about dairy and your thoughts on dairy, because I think it's a lot of people. So what I heard is that a lot of the reason a lot of people have problems with dairy is because our industrial production of dairy products uses pasteurization, and that will kill a lot of the good enzymes and good bacteria that our body would be using to process the dairy. So for a while, I started ordering raw dairy products, raw cheese, raw milk, raw colostrum, things like that, kefir and yogurt and all that, everything raw from this farm in Pennsylvania. But I stopped doing that, one, because it was super expensive. And two, I wasn't really sure if I was making that much of a difference. I'm just not sure about that. What's your thoughts on that?
Ninja says hi, Paula, and then Chris says they do use the Roundup. Now, when it comes to dairy, somebody had mentioned, it might have been your comment actually, Paula, but somebody had mentioned Stephen Gundry in his book. He's a doctor in California. He's got a couple practices and he's got several like medical papers that he's published, and he holds a couple patents. Well, he goes into his book about lectins, and he covers dairy. There's a mutation in different cows called WGA, I think it is. And I don't, if I misspeak, or like you should look up WGA lectins and look up, or WGA and Stephen Gundry, and you'll probably find much better articulation than I'm gonna be able to give you here. But that mutation can cause issues in the gut. So from a dairy standpoint, I think of like goat cheese or things that don't have that mutation. He goes into what specific cows don't have that mutation, which is what causes the issue in the gut. So I haven't gone down the rabbit hole other than reading his book to know which dairy to go with. So I have been going more towards higher end cheeses, like the blocks of, like not really shredded cheese, because if you look at the ingredient list, it's like 39 pieces of ingredients for fucking cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
versus like I'll go with a goat cheese or a goat or sheep are probably the top two that I'll go with. But then if I'm going to get like a cow cheese of some sort, I go with the higher end ones of those, because that's another step. I want to go down that rabbit hole to understand which cows it is that don't have that mutation, so that I don't have that issue. Now, in terms of like the raw or organic, I would agree with that 100%. Like raw cheese or raw dairy of some sort, I agree with that 100%. You notice a difference in the flavor?
It's a big difference in the flavor for sure. It's much more of like more of like that dairy punch, I guess is what I would call it. I'm not really sure how to describe it. It's much more rich in flavor for sure, because everything's whole. I didn't get anything 2%. I don't think they even offer 2%. It's straight from the teat.
I think that's good. Crypto so cutting oil from succulentine or oil to sear steak could help with cutting weight. Okay, so yes, 100%. So when I get to 250, I'm just going to first step. I use specific oils. So if you're using any type of vegetable oils, like is it? I don't know what vegetable oils.
Soybean, canola,
sesame, or I don't know if that's
sesame is a seed oil, corn oil, yeah, all those.
All those are horrible for you. Don't
so bad.
So I use olive oil, ghee, coconut oil.
Yo. Did you get rugged? Did you? Because I'm back just like that. Guys, I'm back just like that. What's up, Brian? Brain Funk? Damn, I call you Brian every single time. My bad. I can turn it back on if you want to. We did lose connection. If you want to come back on, go ahead and just join the link. F's in the chat. Chad's been in the Chad. You're the goat, by the way. Absolute goat. Can you hear me? Am I being talked? Can you hear me? Gonna use. Can you hear me? Yo. All right. All right, cool. All right, cool. Well, so I'm going to look at the hex price real quick. If anyone wants to go down that avenue while we wait for Sam, I'm going to pull that up. 11.5, looking healthy. Wow. Yummy.
Is that a gain? Where are we at?
Yeah, it's a gain. It's a little bumpy poo. It's a little higher low.
Oh, 2-day gain. Okay.
It's
a 3-day gain. I might.
Ooh.
Spike there.
Boom. P was what? My other account, Loud and Khmer. P was Hexagon Papa. Guys, thanks for showing up. Thanks for having a good time in the chat. We're just doing our thing here. You know what I mean? I don't know what the topics are always about, but, we're getting there. There's always something to talk about, right? There's always something to talk about. There's spicy stuff. Not spicy stuff, but just stuff. There's always good stuff to talk about. so much news every single day that comes out. But I think I'm going to wind the stream up right now. Yeah, I know typing on an iPhone does suck. I appreciate everyone that was here watching, and I had fun. And that's all that matters at the end of the day, right, P?
Right.
We all had fun. All right. I have a stream on Official Pulsification at 6 p.m. with the famous. Thank you, Papa. I appreciate that, Papa. I very much appreciate that. The famous Hexagon from the from that Twitter group that I just recently started hanging out in. It's pretty dope. I fuck with it. But thanks for being here, everyone. I'm just having a good time. Good afternoon. Hex is on a 2-day high. Let's see how that goes. I love Hex. I love Pulse Chain. We need to jump on a call sometime, bro. Facts, bro. Dude, thank you, Ninja. And Ninja, we're going to have a relationship episode like you mentioned. I'm going to think about doing something like that and kind of try to see how the parameters would be. Yeah, we do got to jump on a call. I need some freaking... I need that time. I got to learn so much shit. And you know a lot of shit. He's cool as F. Thanks, man. Yeah, Sam's really cool. Sam's a dope dude. He's a dope dude. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Much love. Boom, boom. Jim Rat Crypto. Go follow me on everything. Bye.